SUI US dollar, beautiful, inverse head and shoulders. Went back, tested it. This thing's going to accelerate to new highs. I'm pretty happy with it. Deep book, the liquidity layer of SUI. We've talked about this a lot. Been one of our great trade recommendations. We've nailed this one. Lovely flag pattern. We'll break higher. Off we go. Keep going. Walrus, another SUI project because SUI is the hot ecosystem. Walrus looking good as well. I've told you, I'm on the foundation. Yeah, I've got tokens. They're all locked up. But I switched all of my capital into it. Why? Because of this chart. It's as simple as that. This chart is outperforming. Looks like it'll outperform again. I want to own the fastest horse. I also see this stuff on Twitter. It's like, well, he flip-flops. You know, he was in ETH before, and then he was in Solana, and then he was in SUI. That is my job, asset allocation. My job is to try and make myself as much money as possible before 2030. And if I can bring a bunch of you on with me, on the caveat that I will not always get it right, you guys understand that, right?
Altcoin season, the period where altcoins typically take off after Bitcoin's rise, was highly anticipated. But this time, it didn't happen. While Bitcoin was rising, Ethereum was struggling, and altcoins were lagging behind. Several factors explain this delay. The altcoin market has been hit hard by volatility and scams, which have depleted liquidity and undermined investor confidence. Furthermore, Bitcoin dominance remains high, with more than half of the total market capitalization locked in Bitcoin. Although altcoins have yet to experience a strong rally, some investors remain hopeful that a turnaround is coming. Raoul Pal of Real Vision recently shared his portfolio update for the remainder of 2025, providing insights into his investment strategy. Raoul Pal's portfolio heavily favors major cryptocurrency players, with an interesting shift towards SUI, his top pick. Raoul recommends allocating 80 to 90% of your portfolio to major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. He estimates that smaller, riskier investments represent only a small portion of his portfolio, 10%, where he hopes to hit the next big win, but admits the chances of making significant returns are slim. Interestingly, he doesn't hold traditional Ethereum for general investment, instead focusing solely on high-end NFT works that use Ethereum. One notable change in Raoul's strategy is his increased preference for SUI over Solana. While he previously favored Solana with a larger portion of his investments, he's now more bullish on SUI, indicating a growing confidence in its potential to outperform the market during this cycle. His main holding now is SUI with a bit of Solana. According to Raoul Pal, SUI's all-time high should come faster than Solana. Before we move forward, if you want to stay updated with the latest crypto events and news, you can subscribe to our channel and like this video. Now, let's get back to Raoul Pal's view on Solana and the overall crypto market.
Trump came in 2017. The world, oh my God, we've got this nutcase as a president. He's going to nuke everything. He's going to come with tariffs. He came in and said the dollar's too strong. Genius. Why? Because the dollar makes the world. And what happens is the dollar fell over the first year strongly. What happened this time? We said this before the dollar peaked. We said it's going to repeat the same cycle. And it did exactly as we said. And not only that, it's falling faster than last time around. And you see these wiggles. So this up move we had very similar up moves in the dollar as corrective moves back in 2017. And then it keeps moving lower. That moving lower is what is increasing global M2 because it's in dollars. It's also increasing or lowering financial conditions or increasing on our charts, which means financial conditions are getting easier for people because of the dollar. Foreign nations can roll their debts. Corporations can roll their debts. That means everybody has more dollars to spend. More excess spending equals faster economic recovery, higher asset prices. So the dollar is in this beautiful cycle. The dollar should hit new lows again. And this little correction pattern is actually important because it plays into the M2 chart and the global liquidity chart, which in the end is what is the key driver of assets.
SUI surged 81.5% last month to reach 11th place on the ranking of the most valuable cryptocurrencies. Grayscale's launch of the SUI Trust and 21 shares filing for a SUI-linked exchange-traded fund, ETF, are some of the news that catalyzed this sharp price surge. Furthermore, the project announced on May 16th that it had surpassed the $1 billion mark in stablecoin balances, a significant milestone for a project aiming to expand its decentralized application DeFi ecosystem. Data from DeFi Llama shows that SUI's TVL, expressed in units of the network's utility token, increased from 402 million to 543 million tokens, reflecting strong interest from market participants in protocols such as SUI and Navi, the two leading decentralized applications in the ecosystem. On a daily chart, the price has broken its trend line support but has not yet broken out of its bullish structure. The uptrend remains intact and the price has not fallen below its second higher high. This retest does not necessarily jeopardize the recovery, but it is important to monitor price behavior at these levels. A break below $3.50 could indicate that buyers are ready to take profits. This could trigger a bearish move toward the next relevant support areas, the most important of which is the 200-day exponential moving average, EMA. On the other hand, if the price breaks back above the $4 level, it could signal that buyers are ready to resume the advance and could ultimately propel SUI toward its all-time high in a relatively short period of time. The most powerful technical signal behind this rally is a bullish crossover between the 21-day EMA and the 200-day EMA. This buy signal, known as Golden Cross, generated gains of over 400% when it last appeared on the daily chart. Thus, despite this recent pause in the rally, SUI's medium-term outlook is quite promising. The countdown has begun for another surge in the cryptocurrency market. Raoul Pal indicates that the market could enter a long-term bullish trend, which could last until 2026. According to him, price fluctuations are expected to accelerate, with significant swings in April, May, and June. Despite periodic corrections, an overall upward trend is anticipated. Paul indicated that sharp price fluctuations could soon occur in the cryptocurrency market. In a statement, he emphasized that prices will accelerate. An overall upward trend is predicted despite occasional declines. Paul links market movements not only to technical analysis, but also to economic cycles. He says the expansion phase of economic cycles is still ongoing, which is driving investor appetite. This trend is expected to continue until 2026. Paul points to the natural fluctuations of the economy and emphasizes that the cryptocurrency market is influenced by these dynamics. During periods of economic expansion, risk appetite increases, leading to greater interest in alternative investment vehicles, which has a positive impact on the cryptocurrency market. As observed in previous cycles, market corrections are inevitable. However, in the long term, the upward trend remains intact. Paul advises investors to prepare for significant price fluctuations, suggesting that past trends could reappear during this cycle. Paul's analysis provides essential strategies for investors. It is critical to closely monitor market movements and make strategic decisions during this period. Anticipation of a bullish trend in the cryptocurrency market continues, and price acceleration is expected in the near future. Paul urged investors to stay the course and resist emotions. He emphasized the importance of a long-term view, smart portfolio construction, and patience. Patience is essential for everyone, and understanding the markets is essential. Our future depends on the same.